Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we investigated the abductions with Ifrit and, he sent us back to Minfilia. And here's life, materia, and everything, which, from what I remember, is more or less a tutorial quest. But we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem. We must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he's a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of his method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in Central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. Pshaw. Who is Uplander come to tendering of Mutamix Bubblypots? Friend of Minfilia, here's a dagger. Fighty tool drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty tool changes to Stony Shine, name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty tool, then Big Eyes, Fighty tool gains power of airy self. Mutamix is reckoning with Uplander's friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty tool to Mutamix, yes? Fighty tool is unstrong as eating tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. The materia master. Now eyes of Uplander point at Fighty tool, yes? Materia join with Fighty tool. Fighty tool gains power of materia. Fighty tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty tool Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It's created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment itself, mind you, it must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. And when you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned the dagger of yours from somewhat that would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill brain case with noise of crafty making. With noise of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with noise of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flips with learning ones of Mutamix. And he teaches us materia extraction, which I quickly want to pick up. What would you say if I told you that inanimate objects can possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. Through faithful service, the arms and armor that we use come to hold our spiritual energy. Thus do we form a spirit bond with them. This spiritual energy can be drawn out and converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I'm well versed in the ways of materia extraction. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. You ready to commence your learning? Good. As you will have gathered by now, materia is the crystallized form of one's spiritual energy. As this energy is derived from an individual's psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of variance is to be expected in its production. In practice, that means you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hand. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. Its power must be tapped, see, and that is achieved by melding it together. Know, though, that it takes a deft hand and a craftsman to meld materia. You can always seek out others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would sooner do it yourself, I recommend you speak with Phobos. Melding is her field of expertise. If you wish to remove materia from an item, highlight its icon and select Retrieve Materia. Now, do I have something that has 100%? Not quite, apparently. No, okay. Maybe you? No. Anyway, back to Minfilia. Welcome back, Rid. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful? Materia enhanced dagger. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be a difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Wilt, so make it your ally. Now, it is time we discuss the matters of your next mission. Please speak with me when you're ready to begin. I'm massively overleveled. What has arrived at from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation? It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Angast, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amal'ja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amal'ja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Angast attend as planned. As the Amal'ja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provided to them, Wilt. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of a crystal. Ah, you World Agate of the Science? My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amal'ja and prise from him the whereabouts of the abductees. The Lizardmen aren't aware that their man Angast has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amal'ja's plot if the mission succeeds. Wilt, let's make sure it does. And the Invisible City is pretty much straight north. An area with undead. Okay, here I am in front of the city, and I believe that tree over there was where we helped out Sister Urson when she was attacked by the zombies. And once more, a golden glow, which means there will be an instance battle. the bait in place. Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amal'ja appear. Yes, sir. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. More Amal'ja. And from behind us as well. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? It was almost as if someone was feeding you information on the inside. Ah, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Our Amal'ja friends will keep you company. Filthy traitor, when I get my hands on you. How long will you last, I wonder? Another wave. Stay sharp, man. Another wave. God damn it, is there no end to them? The show's only just beginning. Put up your weapon, or your comrade's a dead man. Behind you! That was a sleep spell. Bring him. The rest of you, march. Traitorous scum. The lizard men march us into their stronghold. They're preparing for something, and I for one do not want to be around when they're finished. They're going to kill us, aren't they? Of course I don't want to die. I want to go home. I fear the Amal'ja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death with steel in hand. And we unlock the Bowels of Ember. Now, if you truly need to leave for some reason, because you are not ready or you don't find a group for the Bowels of Embers for some reason, this private can help you out. Listen well. These waters feed into the marshes of Drybone. A short swim will see us to freedom. However, if all of us attempt to flee, we are likely to be discovered. You alone must sneak out and assemble a rescue party. Once you have won free, seek out our comrade stationed at Drybone. He will show you the way back here. May the 12 speed your way. No. But this is really more for gameplay reasons than anything. We are supposed to go to the Bowels of Ember. Lord of Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not of your godhood. If it pleases you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. What's going on? Miss Aemon, we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the right of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. Now, spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. O mighty Ifrit, my one true God. Your words are my bread. What? Impossible. By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frame, mortal frame, can serve as vessel to the blessed of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxes clear. Thou art of the godless blessed numbers. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. shall consume my flesh and soul both. Succumb to the Inferno. Surrender myself to the flames of judgment. Nail? Please, people, destroy the nail. That's why I didn't want to go there. Soul shall burn for eternity. If you do not destroy the nail in time, Ifrit just wipes the party at this place here. Oh, that's strong, mortal. Blessing of light defies me. We had something similar before. Yeah, that one. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Amal'ja zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelic than the last. Persistent lot. Huh. I see the Bloodworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I expect from a Flame General's hand-picked man. As for those two, it's fair to say their hardship has only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Rid. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. It's alright. But let us continue this conversation in a more agreeable surrounds. Camp to Eyeborn, shall we say? This way, sir. So, that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Ul'dan interference into account. He should know better than to lie upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland given the troubles at court. We've only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me he'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any readings worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I'm troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. There you are, Will. Come rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amal'ja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said for their minds. For once a man is tempered, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Wirt. Not that I've ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of a realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I claim to have contributed something to this mission. You meanwhile have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sense when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. The triumphant hero returns. Franco taught us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Wilt his life. I wasn't there when the Amal'ja took him prisoner. I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such a dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Wilt, it's good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear. And now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amal'ja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning the primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'da. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Guidania of late. Yeah, we saw Limsa firsthand, right? The Serpent Weavers. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here. And the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone would not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of aether. Crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leads us to the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which the primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet even if, as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power of the echo. We know not the whys of it, but those blessed with the echo are immune to primal influence. It is for greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the echo would be instrumental in dealing with a primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal frames assured me that we would deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of a respite, Wilt. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very essence lends strength to the primal, whom he cannot choose but worship. And so, we Science continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Wilt. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next we meet. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Lustra would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. And with that little downer ending, I end this episode. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV. I'm Mace, and don't get lost.